Okay, so lately I've been thinking about all of the subjects like related to our emotional part, like emotional intelligence, forgiveness, and especially empathy. What is it so special about this trait that shapes us completely on occasions and it is so deep inside of us that most of the times we miss it? So yeah, I started to think about this quality, like, and I started to realize that at least in my case, this was something very natural to me, something that was very much rooted to my existence. I think it's always been there, and like this wasn't something that was like relevant or maybe super important about my upbringing, but I think it is something so like linked to our human condition that I guess if I had to maybe describe myself in qualities, if I had to describe myself in qualities, empathy is always gonna be there. And I started to ask myself, why? And now I know that this is something that it's not always easy for everyone, as any quality or any personal trait, this always fluctuates and varies depending on the person and their personalities, their life experiences, their context, and so on. But I think it is something that all of us have experienced to some degree, at least once in life. So yeah, after this, then I started to note or to observe people around me, like my friends, my family, and I started to wonder, like, how is it that despite being so different, like having different backgrounds, different personalities, particularities, and so on, these so many differences that sometimes can put us apart like oceans. How is it that despite of this, we can all understand when someone is going through maybe a rough time? We can understand what it feels like to be sad, to be happy, to go through these hard experiences. And this is because of our own experiences, really. It is because our own experiences that we can relate to them. It is because of what I've lived that I can maybe understand when my sister is going through something very hard, or when my colleague or friend is experiencing maybe doubt or happiness or all of these emotions, right? It is because of our own human experience that we can relate to that and that we can understand that. And I think that's actually like the core of this. And I think empathy, I firmly believe that empathy is one of the purest and most big form of love for others. And I actually have it written down here. It says like, and if you think it through, we can be completely polar opposites, completely different people. We can even dislike each other, or maybe not understand each other's actions and motivations. But when someone else goes through something difficult, when an event has significantly impacted someone, we can understand that because we have been there. Because in a way, it feels familiar. Because one way or the other, we have gone through that experience. Or maybe not experience, but like the same set of emotions. And I'm sure like everyone has felt joy, happiness, anger, sadness, and so on. So I guess I'm just really going around the bush and really like going in circles. In this capacity, I think that is one of the most beautiful things that we have as human beings, that we can experience that. And I think it is something that should be more celebrated and take taken into account. And actually, very recently, I read like a study that said that empathy has like it requires a set of social skills and like functions that are very vital for society, and that by going through this sharing of experiences and desires and needs, we create like like an emotional bridge and like a space for, or maybe like a space that promotes social behavior. And I read in this article, of course, that obviously this has like neural functions, things that work in our brain, but that also help us first to understand their emotions, to resonate with them, to really take in their perspective, but also to distinguish their emotions from our emotions, and maybe to create like a concept or an idea of the thing that is going on. And I think this is like the importance of this quality. I think this is what makes it so special, that it helps us not only to understand maybe someone else's perspective of things, but also our own. And in that process, like really create or maybe improve our relationship with others, and really how we approach problems in normal life and in relationships, of course, and like everyday struggles, and the way we communicate with others. And I mean, I can say for sure that empathy has really helped me to understand the people around me better, especially family and friends. I guess like you never really stop getting to know people, even if you have known them for years and years. Um, Empathy, in my case, has helped me like see many times the untold story of my loved ones, of the things that maybe I miss, the things that I don't see about their personal experience, and that overall has helped me, as I said before, to improve my social skills and to start seeing relationships with others from a very much brighter and wider perspective. In particular, I had this recent experience with a close relative. This person and I, we have always had like this troubled relationship, and for years I held so much resentment towards this person for, well, for emotional wounds and hurts that this person caused in me in my childhood. And what happened was that I was there and I witnessed like a discussion between this person and other relative, and by doing so I was able to see like a side of this person that I didn't know up until that point. And I saw that just like me, they also had their own wounds, they also had their own story, and I could see like this untold story about them that tells a story about the person that they are today, that tells why they act the way they act, why they behave the way they behave, and pretty much about their actions and motivations. And when I started to do that, I immediately, it was like this hatred, um like this hatred self was removed from my eyes, and I started to see them with compassion and with understanding, and not through the resentment and the hate and all of these negative feelings that I had towards them. And I guess this really helped me also to see uh, I am not the only one going maybe through rough things, that I'm not the only one um, that feels hurt and feels scared about life itself, that we are all pretty much doing the best we can with the tools that we have. And I guess when you are conscious of that, when you're aware of that, it makes you approach things, and it makes you approach relationships overall with, or maybe from a place of love, from a place of finding together the solution instead of pointing each other's mistakes and faults.
Red benches
A
and
furious anger.
those who attempt to poison and destroy my sisters. And you will know my name is the Lord.
I'm gonna take my water. Okay, so yeah, as I was saying, I know like this whole experience doesn't justify maybe the bad actions that this person made, as well as it doesn't justify anyone's bad actions, but it really does help you see life and see things with a much wider perspective. And if anything, I think it helps you like to see outside the box that we are all trapped in. This like very rushed world of chaos and like really not having the time to really sit and appreciate and enjoy life as it is. But like we are always running, we are always late, we are always trying to be someone else's, trying to be somewhere else, and we are all trapped in this vicious cycle of I get hurt, so I hurt. And by practicing empathy, it really helps you like stay grounded to the real things that matter, to really see things with from all angles, right? When I started to be aware of this, when I started to see the power that I have over how others perceive me and how I can influence my own relationship with others, I immediately clicked or like shift my mindset for a very much healthier one. And I started to offer kindness, to offer compassion, to offer empathy as the alternative. I decided to step out of that cycle and really be intentional and be conscious of how putting yourself in someone else's shoes can help you not only to improve your relationship with them, but also to improve your quality as a human being. By doing this, I can feel that it has helped me tremendously by making myself more emotionally intelligent, more patient, more wise, more resilient, also to self-regulate all of those emotions that without the correct maybe skills can cause hurt to someone else. When we are empathetic, we are not only kind to others but also with ourselves by giving them the kindness that once we needed. And also it helps you see life for what it is. It is a shared experience that we have where we come to learn, to grow, and to be our best version together. I firmly believe that it is always better to respond with love to hatred, to be the mature and wise one. And I know it's not always easy on practice. I know it's not always easy to maybe think with a cold head and see through injustice and anger. But you know, practice makes perfect, and you can really practice this with anyone, with your neighbor, with your sibling, even with someone that you don't get along with. Really, practice makes perfect, and what I guess I'm trying to say with this is that it really helps you see things and life with a much wider eyes view, and it really opens up a path of possibilities and answers to many of the problems that we have with each other every day. And so I really recommend it to try it. And if today is the day that you want to do it, go on and try be kind and be empathetic with someone out there, and you will see how much your life starts to improve, how much your relationship with others and with yourself also starts to improve. If there is anyone watching this video, thank you so much for sticking out to the end. Truth to be told, I decided to make this like YouTube thing first to have like a creative outlet of a lot of the things that I am passionate about, that I like, that I love, and many of the things that I think about a lot and that was very much scared to share until now. and by doing so, maybe I can beat the imposter syndrome. And second, to practice my English as it is in my first language. And as I've lost fluency, I thought this was going to be a great way to practice. And I don't know if I'm going to make like all my videos in English and so, but I'm not really worried about that now. And I know that I probably rambled a lot and I'm not making any sense, but as I said before, practice makes perfect. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have a nice day and bye.